Yu-Gi-Oh has evolved a lot through the years, so much so it seems intimidating to returning players or people trying out this game for the first time. When I returned to this game in 2021, I was fortunate enough to have kept all my cards and had enough to make a deck. Not a good deck, but a deck nonetheless. But I wanted to see what the game would be like if I started from scratch, with a monster a Yu-Gi boomer like me would probably get behind. I'm starting over with my favorite card of all time to try to crawl my way to competitive success while also limiting myself to trades and cards I pull from packs. So I'm officially starting from scratch. Last week we were well on our way to making our completed deck list, but then the unthinkable happened. Konami released a new ban list that banned two of the most important cards in our deck. And I took exception to that. And with that hit, I needed to make some changes. I know I could have just kept it the tier limit theme, but without our two biggest millers, I didn't have much confidence in the deck. So I went back to the drawing board for our new deck. Alright, so this is the new and improved Slide for the Sky Dragon deck, and I'll be honest with you, I like this so much more than the tier limit build. Obviously, have to run 3 Slide for the Sky Dragon. He's still more utility than boss monster in this deck, but honestly, the way this deck runs, we can get him on the field as a boss monster, and hopefully we'll be able to have a bunch of cards in our hand to keep his attack up, but he's, again, more utility than anything, because it's normal and special summon minus 2k gets rid of it, so that's going to stop almost all Snake Eye decks. That's going to stop almost every, what's it called? What's the new one? Ashen. It's going to be stopping Ashen decks. It's going to be stopping Tearlament for sure. It's going to be stopping Branded for sure. It's going to be stopping Pureleys. I don't know if people still play Pureleys. I haven't seen Pureleys in a hot minute. But just having Cypher on board, even though he's very easily to be able to get rid of, if you don't have the outs to Cypher, your summons are a problem, my G. It is rough if you can't get rid of this thing. Then of course the Horus package, 3 Mseti, 1 Keshiv, 1 Happy, 1 Domatef, and then 3 King Sark. King Sark is a must. King Sark is a must for this deck. None of the other Horus cards work with it or without it. I'm thinking actually of running the new Horus monster in here as well, and as well as the new field spell. If we can pull either of those and get those in trades, I would not be mad at all. They're not bad in price according to what Omega says, but Omega can be wrong sometimes. So we might actually wind up swapping some cards out for these guys in the near future, but we'll have to see. Gardarla in the main deck. You don't see this often, but there's a reason. It is a level 8 kaiju. If I got 2 in my hand, I'm going second. I'm taking my opponent's card, kaijuing it out, special summoning this thing. It's a level 8 to get out any of my Xyz monsters. That's why it's in the main. It may change, but for now, that's what we're running. We got a small Lightsworn package in here as well. We're running 3 Raiden, 2 Lumina, and 3 Charge of the Light Brigade. Literally, this is just to get shit in the grave. This is to get our Horus cards in the grave. This is to get our Revive Sky Gods in the grave. This is just to get the cards we want in the grave now that yugioh and Kelbeck are gone. And they are tuners for a single synchro monster we'll get into here in a bit. But small Lightsworn package ain't bad. Nobody complain about that. And the Warrior Dragon and again the Diamond Tiger. I don't think these cards need introduction at this rate, but just in case you do need an introduction to these cards, basically one special summons the other on your opponent's side of the field, and because it was a special summon, it makes your opponent discard your card, or you and your opponent discard a card, and then you're able to swap them with the Generator Transverser, and the effect triggers again. So I get to mill 2 cards. 2 cards that I want in the graveyard are sent, and if they're Horus cards and I already have King Sark on the field, I don't have to use King Sark effect to get that card into the graveyard. I don't have to discard anything. They're already in the graveyard. I'm set. I'm Gucci. 3 Ash, just because you know why. Card Destruction, just to dump our hand and then draw new cards. Drawing cards, we love drawing cards, damn it. Foolish Burial, for obvious reasons, getting any cards we want in the grave. Monster Reborn, you can't run Revive Sky God without Monster Reborn, that is counterintuitive. Triple Tactics Thrust, we activate Mseti, they Ash our Mseti. Awesome. Thrust, I will be taking my King Sark, please. Call by the Grave to stop the Ash. Revive Sky God, you know him, you love him, you know why we run it. We're still only got the 1. We're trying to get the 3. Oh my lord. Trap Tracks. This one is new. Normally I would go for Track Trick, But here's track, and the effect reads, target one monster you control, destroy it. If you do, set a normal trap directly from your deck, except trap tracks. It can be activated this turn. You can only activate one trap card for the rest of this turn after this effect resolves. Listen, my brothers and sisters and non-binaries in Christ, we have horse cards on the field. None of their effects have been activated yet. We trigger trap tracks. We send them to the graveyard. We are able to set the Revive Sky God. Revive Sky God activates with Cypher Engrave. We have a 6k beat stick on our side of the field during our turn. Oh my lord. And then, because we can still activate the graveyard effects of our Horus cards, we just get them back. It's a win-win. Why wouldn't I do this? In the side, Ghost Spell. Ghost Spell is actually pretty good this format. If they are activating a lot of graveyard effects, like with Snake Eyes, I can just swap out the Ashes for the Ghost Spells. Drone Lockbird. Everybody hates this card right now. It's a good card. It's almost a must-have in every side deck right now. So obviously I'm going to run it. 2 Dark Ruler No Mores. Literally, it's just Dark Ruler No More. You can't activate your shit. And then I'm going to hit you with the most powerful of Lightning Storms. Harpy's Feather Dosage for back row hate. Evenly matched to wipe their board because we love evenly matching these streets, boys. 1 goes in match and 1 there can only be 1. Extra deck, Geo, Mathmech, Final, Sigma. Now I know I run Baron, okay? But for one, with the cards that we have, it's very difficult to get a level 10, surprisingly. When you run a bunch of level 8s, 3 level 3s, and the other tuners are level 4s. It's kind of difficult, my G. However, we can get level 12 pretty easily. Listen to this effect. Unaffected by card effects except Mathmech cards while in the extra monster zone. If this card in the extra monster zone battles an opponent's monster, any battle damage it inflicts your opponent is doubled. If this card is destroyed by battle, or if this card in its owner's possession is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, so battle or card effect, does not matter which one, you can add 1 Mathmech card from your deck to your hand. Now, does that last part affect us? No, not gonna lie. Forgot that was the effect of that. But double battle damage, unaffected by card effects while in the extra monster zone. It does lock us out of our links, but that's fine. 3k beat stick, unaffected, double battle damage. You can't go wrong. And then this with our XZs, because we can still go into our XZs, is insane. Mseti's 3k. Cypher's going to be 6k, hopefully, whenever he's out on the field. This thing is going to be a lifesaver. We're rocking 1 Zeus for obvious reasons. 1 Typhon, Zeus's evil twin brother. This card is kind of evil. If you don't know what this card does, listen to this shit. During the turn or turn after your opponent special summons 2 or more monsters from the extra deck, you can also XZ summon this card by using 1 monster you control with the highest attack, your choice if tied. Transfer its materials to this card. If you do, you cannot normal or special summon monsters for the rest of this turn. This is not a quick effect, it can only be done on our turn. While this XZ summon monster is on the field, neither player can activate the effects of monsters with 3,000 or more attack. My brothers and sisters and non-binaries in Christ, that is goodbye to your Baron, goodbye to your Borreload, that is goodbye to your Zeus even. This thing is Zeus's worst nightmare. You summon Zeus? Okay, cool. What now? Once per turn, you can detach 1 material from this card, return 1 monster from the field to the hand, and it is non-targeting. I am returning it. It doesn't target, it doesn't pop, unless the card says unaffected by card effects, like Sigma, it's staying, it's gone. It is gone. It is back in your hand. That combo you spent 15 minutes getting your boss monster out with, do it again. That's all I can tell you. And while you're doing it, hold this 2900. Holy shit. Uranix Eternity, Hyang of the Fire Kings. This was originally a Hydric monster, but I was convinced to trade it out for this. If this card is XZ summoned, you can destroy all other monsters on the field. You can detach 1 material from this card, then target 1 spell trap card on the field. Destroy it, and if you do, this card gains 500 attack. If this card is destroyed while it has material, you can special summon Fire King monsters from your graveyard up to the number of materials this card had. It is not that. Trade it to us. The main thing that we want from this card is the first effect and the second effect. You summon, destroy all other monsters on the field, My brother, this thing is a board wipe with 3k. Whatever my opponent had, if he can't stop this thing, all monsters are gone. He is taking 3k. Minimum 3k, because what I'm gonna probably do is summon this thing, wipe the board, and then summon more shit from my graveyard, because we're using the Horus engine, and I can just say Gold Sarcophagus, Emseti from grave, because I have Gold Sarcophagus on the field, summon it, bop 6k, better pray to God I don't have any others, because if I have literally any other Horus card in the graveyard at the time that wasn't summoned that turn, you're dead. Any of them. Number 38, we're running 2. We were going to just run the 1. I'll explain why we're going to run 2 here in a minute. But basically, spell card is activated. No, you don't. It's a once per turn spell negate. Detachment material. If my opponent tries to attack anything else, they are forced to attack this thing. So if they try to swing to a weaker monster or a card that's very vital, I can just make them swing into this. I don't mind losing it if it's going to die. So long as it's a card that I need on the field, it's going to stay on the field. Number 97. This is why we needed 2 number 38s. Number 97 allows you to summon allows you to take 2 dragon number monsters with different names from your extra deck. You summon 1 and use the other as material. For 97, summon number 100 using one of our other 38s as material. Number 100's effect, you remove material. If it's an XYZ, it gains 1,000 attack by its rank. So this thing, it gains 1,000 attack for the rank of all XYZs on the field. So 97 and 100 are on the field. It's at 9k minimum. A 9k minimum beat stick is wild, and that's assuming it's only it. Odds are I might have more. Hopefully I'd have more, but it's just a good card to have. We might wind up replacing it later down the line just because it's not super consistent, but we can do it. The zombie vampire. This thing goes kinda nutty, and it's crazy cheap, which is great for us. If you use a monster with a level that is owned by your opponent for the exit summon of this card, treat it as a level 8. So my opponent has a monster. It is now a level 8 material for my monster. Thank you very much. This is our monster, comrade. Neither player can target this card with effects of special summon monsters except those special summoned from the graveyard. And assuming we have already decided our ghost spell, you're not summoning shit from the graveyard, buddy, because odds are you're using a graveyard effect to summon it. You can detach 1 material from this card. Each player sends the top 4 cards of their deck to the graveyard. Then, if any monsters were sent to either graveyard by this effect, you can special summon one of those monsters to your field. So, we each send 4 to the grave. I pick one, and it's of any of the 8, so long as it's a monster, and put it on my side of the field. Dude, that's insane. That's actual insanity. I love this card so much. Coach King, Giant Trainer. Detach a material, draw a card, reveal it. Then if it was a monster, inflict injury to your opponent. That is literally the only reason we are running this card. It is a detach 1, draw 1, and it is up to thrice per turn. So it is a draw 3 when this thing is on the field. Access Code Talker. If you're into any sort of Yu-Gi-Oh, you already know why this card is here, but in case you don't, the gist of it is you summon this thing. It cannot be affected by card effects. And if you use a link monster to summon this thing, it gains 1,000 attack times the link rating. And it becomes that much stronger. So if we use IP, it gains an extra 2,000 attack to be 4,300. And I'm pretty sure, am I remembering weird? Or can this thing attack multiple times in a turn? Okay, no, that must be a Salamangreat thing. So I know this card is insane in Salamangreat. But still, Access Code Talker, insane. And it's guaranteed a reprint in Rarity Collection 2. So assuming we are still doing this series when Rarity Collection 2 comes out, or at least comes out before the closest YCS to us, we have a chance to pull a cheap Access Code Talker, if not just flat out trade for it, which is great. Dark to Dark Charmer, Gloomy, 2 monsters, including a Dark monster. We do have Dark monsters. Dark and light is super heavily played, especially with the bestials and branded and all them. Get this, you activate your Rebellion in the graveyard. No, you don't. It's mine. It's just a good card to have against dark type monsters, and there are a lot of them. Like Snake Eyes has some dark monsters. SP Little Knight, just crazy good. Goes for nearly $150. Link summon using a fusion, synchro, XYZ, or link monster as material. You can target 1 card in the field on either graveyard. Banish it. Also, your opponent cannot attack directly. Also, your monsters cannot attack directly this turn. When your opponent activates a card effect, you can target 2 face-up monsters on the field, including a monster you control. Banish both until the end phase. It's just an insanely good card. It's literally that simple. Generator Transverse, again, you summon Ken to their side, Gen to your side, summon Transverse, make sure they're pointing to the 2 cards, swap them, you get to discard another card to get your discard effects. It's that simple. It's there to do one job, and it does that job pretty damn well. And then finally, IP Mask Arena. During your opponent's main phase, you can immediately after effect resolves link summon a link monster using materials you control, including this card. During my opponent's turn, activate effect, go into access code talker, link summon, target a link monster material, gains attack, banish link monster on your side of the field or graveyard, destroy 1 card. That's not a quick effect, so that doesn't go off on our opponent's turn, but still, it gets us a big beat stick that is unaffected during our opponent's turn. It is that simple. With a new game plan in mind, I needed to make a lot of trades to make this happen. And with the great Agov shortage of 2023 bleeding into 2024, we need to hope for some big trade bait with our pulls here.
Another day, another 6 booster packs to open for our series. Now, you may be looking at these and thinking that this is probably the most random thing we could be opening right now for what we're doing, and you would be right. So basically, there's only 1 card in here that we need for the new deck, and that is Triple Tactics Thrust. But I would open Age of Overlord, but long story short, Konami decided that they don't have enough people hating them, so they don't like printing cards that are in high demand. So let me just put this, it's the newest set. Best case scenario, we pull our Thrust. Worst case scenario, there are cards in here that people want to get, mainly this little dude right here, Bonfire. We can pull Bonfire, that is like, it's not a, what is it, one of the new Horus cards. I don't remember all the names, I just remember Happy because he's easiest, I'm being real with you, Chief. But that would be our Gold Sarcophagus right down, like our playset, if we can pull it. So, let's go ahead, crack these packs open. We can't get.
Hi, this is Editing Nub talking. So you're gonna see me pull some really good stuff here, but I only paid attention to the Thrust and Bonfire. So before you put it in the comments, I realize how dumb I am post-opening. So yeah, just sit back and enjoy the opening.
We've got Altergeist Protocol, Mirage Swordsman, Earthbound Prison. I'm actually really psyched to get some of these Earthbound cards. Supreme King Dragon Dark Rebellion. Ooh, Millennium Revelation. That's one of the new Horus cards that just came out. That's one of the new Infinite spell that just came out for the set. So we might actually run that in the deck. Altergeist Multitasker, Supreme King Gate 0. Alrighty then. We did pull a Horus card. Now, would I like to be able to open up Age of Overlord to get the rest of the Horus cards that we need? Absolutely. But we work with what we get, because again, Konami just doesn't like their fan base. Supreme King Dragon Drake Worm, Jet Synchron, Rescue Ace Turbulence, that's actually some pretty decent trade bait, Fighting Flame Dragon, Supreme King Dragon Clearwing, and Altergeist Hextia, and I thought I muted my PC. And Magic Spectre Toad Ogama. Alright, so one super rare, we pulled 2 super rares, one of them we can't use, actually both of them we can't use, but one of them is some decent trade bait. At least we can trade off the amulets. At least, you know, Rescue Ace is actually still being used. We have Desynchro, we have Combat Wheel, Satellite Synchron, Synchro Chase, oh, that's a hyper rare, Photon Delta Wing, Earthbound Immortal Asla Piscu, and Salamandra Fusion. Alright, 3 down, 3 to go. Can we pull the Bonfire? Or at least the Thrust. If we pull the Thrust, I'll be happy. If we pull Bonfire, I'll be way happier. Earthbound Linewalker, Altergeist Prime Banshee. Ooh, this is one of the new Dark World cards. Super rare. Chloralus, Chaos King of Dark World. That actually might be able to get us some good stuff. Cabrera Stone, Sun God Unification, Altergeist Mosik, and Chimera for the Flying Mythical Beast. I didn't know the Chimera was in here. I didn't know that the Chimera archetype was going to be in this set, even like a little bit. I knew a lot of the stuff to get out of here. There's like retrain stuff, is the Earthbound Immortal and the Flame Swordsman stuff. But I didn't know that a little splash of Chimera was in here. We got Flame Swords Dance, Emergency, Ashoka Pillar as our super rare, Supreme Rage, Salamander with Chain, Earthbound Release, and Earthbound Geoglyph. Last pack, can we pull the thrust? Come on, dude. Give me that thrust. We have Contain, Earthbound Prisoner Groundkeeper. I know this card's actually like kind of decent even outside of the Earthbound Immortal stuff. So that might actually be a good trade offer. Triangle O, Magic Spectre Cyclone. Our ultra rare is Transaction Rollback. I haven't even heard of this card. Pay half your life points, target one normal trap in your opponent's graveyard, accept Transaction Rollback. This effect becomes that card's effect. Activate this effect. You manage this card from your graveyard, pay half your life points, target one normal trap in your graveyard, accept Transaction Rollback. This effect becomes that card's activation effect. You can only use one per turn. Hold on. Supreme King Gate 0 and Earthbound Geoglyph. These are our 6 super and ultra rares that we pulled. I don't think there's anything crazy in here. I think the best thing that we're going to be able to trade off is going to be Turbulence for Rescue Ace players and maybe the new Dark World card. Because if you guys haven't read that card's kind of nutty. I'm not going to lie to you, Chief, that card's kind of nutty.
Misjudge pulls aside, we now have a little bit of trade fodder to make this deck happen. So, let's make some trades and make something happen. Alright, so you're doing the Lab, the Dingirsu, and all this for the Garura?
Correct.
Pleasure of business. Alright, so we're doing the ulti enemy controller for 2 Fenrir?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
A gentleman's agreement.
Alright, so you want to do the Quip set for the Lava Golem? Pleasure doing business. Alright, so the QCR Dark Magician, the Secret Cartesia, and the Super Shifter for the 2 King Sark. Thank you very much. There were also some trades that were made off camera that I want to talk about because obviously they weren't on camera. So as you saw, we got 2 Fenrir and a Garura. However, because of the ban list change, those immediately got taken out of our deck. So we traded the 2 Fenrir, the Garura, and the Rikalos, and we got a really good haul in return. Out of that trade, we were able to get 2 Drone Lockbirds, 1 Typhon, we were able to get 3 Charge of the Light Brigades, we were able to get 3 Raiden Hand of the Light Sworn, a Happy, and a second Quibsniff. Though we weren't able to get a lot of what we needed, we were able to get enough to get the deck rolling. I think this will be enough to make a deck of all time. Let's get to brainstorming and put a deck together.
Alright, so you want to see what this front of God has to offer? Let me show you. Starting off with our Slifer package, obviously, we are running 3 copies of Slifer the Sky Dragon. You can't run any less of the boy in a deck about the boy. We still only have the 1 copy of the Revived Sky God, and I would take it out, but with Slifer the Sky Dragon trying to get him on the field, 1 is better than none in my opinion, plus he guarantees us to get Monster Reborn on the top of our deck the next turn, and if Slifer's in our graveyard at the time that we banish the Revived Sky God, we're able to immediately draw a card to a Monster Reborn Slifer. And with enough cards in our hand, that can be a problem for our opponent. And then the final 2 cards in our Slifer package that's outside of the extra deck is 1 Reactor Slime, 1 Metal Reflect Slime. Reactor Slime, get Metal Reflect, get Egyptian God. It's not that hard. I've opted to put 3 Gadarlas in the deck on the main as opposed to the side, because where the deck is currently, we need main deck ways to get rid of problem cards. We don't have a lot of the cards that we need yet. So if I can get rid of a problem during game 1 instead of having to see, what we can do during game 2 and 3, I would rather do that. So that's why I put these guys in the main deck. In this version of the deck, we are actually running a small Lightsworn package, emphasis on small, 3 Raidens and 3 Charges. I do want Luminas at some point, but we don't have Luminas yet. So, for right now, it is just Raiden. Raiden is our tuner. He's able to send cards to the grave. So, odds are, hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll mill Slifer with Revived Sky God and our hand already face down on the field. I'm hoping that this happens. And Charge of the Light Brigade is just mill top 3. Any Lightsworn monsters that are milled, I get to special summon. So, mill 3, get Raiden out. It's not that complicated. Now, we are still running 2 Kingless Swamps. And you might be thinking, Dub, have you lost your mind? Why are you still running 2 Kingless Swamps? That's because we're still running 2 Super Polys. This is just like normal summon Kingless Swamp. There's a problem card, Super Poly. Problem card, Kingless Swamp acts as any material. So, my theory is, use Super Poly, get rid of Kingless Swamp, plus that other card, and get whatever fusion I can out on the field. Also, I just thought of this, actually. He's a water type. So, assuming that my opponent uses a water type or an aqua type and they're level 10, I could just use King of the Swamp as the other material to get the Egyptian God Slime out. I just noticed that. It's very situational, I know, but I just thought of that and it's super fucking funny. Alright, the danger package is still dwindling. We are down to 2 dangers. Now you might be asking yourself, Nub, why are you running 2 dangers? Just take them out. And to that I say, shut up. Danger Bigfoot, if he's chosen as the discard material, I get to pop a face-up card in the field for free and then draw a card. Danger Jackalope, if he's chosen, I get to special summon a danger monster from my deck, with being Danger Bigfoot. So if Danger Bigfoot is not chosen, I get to special summon him 3k. Danger Jackalope is not chosen, I get a 2k wall and a level 3 out. They're not bad to have in the deck. Yes, there are better options, but I feel like for just a pop alone and just for the special summon 3k alone, I feel like it's kind of worth, especially with what we have in our arsenal right now. Because what we have in our arsenal after the ban list, not much. Finally is our Shizu package. Now this is what we have left. This is what, after Yugioh and Kelly get banned, we are still running these guys. That's because our deck still likes to mill right now. So, worst case scenario, we mill Ghidorah. If we mill cards that we don't want to see in the graveyard, Ghidorah effect, banish, put them back in the deck. That's literally why these guys are here. On the off chance we mill something that we don't want to mill. Now, I thought the Shizu package was the final one, but I lied. We have the Horus package here, running 2 King Sark, 2 Quebsnuff, and 1 Happy. Now, these guys were a bitch. You want to know why the series hasn't uploaded as frequently as it has? You can blame this card right here. These 2 guys, they're cheap. People have a bunch of these. They're the cheaper ones. I can run multiples in the deck if I have to. This guy right here, this guy was being bundled with every Mseti, and nobody would get rid of it outside of the Mseti group. And no cards I had was worth 3 King Sark and 3 Msetis. It was so stupid. You've seen in the trade video, finally somebody had 2 King Sarks and I was able to trade with them. But oh my god, this card was a bitch and a half to get. I'm so glad I finally have this. 1 Happy for obvious reasons, 2 Quebsnuffs because I don't have any other of the Horus engine right now. So I figured just having 2 of them is better than just having 1 of each. That way, if my opponent deals with 1, what will we do about the second one on Oki? For the hand traps, I am running 3 Ash and 3 Ghost Mourner. So, I don't really need to explain why I run the cards that I do. They're both really good. A lot of people run one or the other. But being that we're missing a bunch of the cards we need for the Horus engine, I figured, why not just run both? Worst case scenario, I wind up with 2 Ash in my hand. They stop 1, I have another one. But best case scenario, I have 1 of each, so whatever they do, I stop it. And I have a side deck, so if it winds up being too bricky, I can just side one of them out that I'm not going to be using against the deck I'm going to be playing. So why not, you know what I mean? Now for generic good cards, 2 Lightning Storm, 1 Called By, 1 Feather Duster, 1 Foolish Burial, and 1 Monster Reborn. Monster Reborn, very obvious why I'm running this. I'm running Revive Sky Gods, so Monster Reborn is a must. Foolish Burial, this gets us any of the Horus cards in our graveyard. That doesn't include the King Sark effect, so I don't have to discard to do it. So I can do that. Or I can discard Cypher from the deck to the graveyard. That way Revive Sky God can actually pop off. Harvey's Feather Duster for back row hate. Call by the Graves, that way I can say fuck you to your Ash. And 2 Lightning Storms, because Lightning Storm's a good card. I mean, you have no cards on the field, their front row's a problem, get rid of it, their back row's a problem, get rid of it. It's just a good thing to have. Alright, for the extra deck, I am running 1 Mud Dragon, I am running 3 Egyptian God Slimes, 1 Starving Venom, and 1 Predaplant Dragostapelia. I don't think I need to explain why I'm running these guys. I think after the main deck profile, it's kind of easy to understand. But except for this guy. This guy is very situational. I don't run a lot of dark types, so it's like Super Poly is very situational, but he's pretty good. I don't have Garura. I had Garura, but as you guys saw, during the trade recap, as you guys heard, I had to trade it to get some of the cards I had. So it would be great to have Garura and Mud Dragon, so I have options, but I had to trade it off to get the cards I need. Dragostapelia, Dark and Fusion, again very situational. 3 Egyptian God Slimes, because I still have the Metal Reflect Slime, so why not run them? For the XCs, I'm running 1 Time Thief, 1 Typhon, this guy was the big trade, 1 zombie vampire, 1 abyss dweller, and 2 number 38s. Number 38 is a good for like spell heavy decks. I can just negate the spell and attach it to him, no problem. Zombie vampire is insane with the Horus engine right now. It's actually kind of nutty. Time Thief Redoer just gets rid of opponent's cards from their deck. Typhon is crazy. Typhon is Zeus's evil brother. I hope to get Zeus at some point, but Typhon is Zeus's evil brother. So it's a remove 1 material, take 1 card that your opponent controls, add it back to the hand. It's kind of nutty, and if I'm not mistaken, it has another effect involving, it's while this XE summon monster is on the field, neither player can activate the effects of monsters with 3,000 or more attack. So Baron can't target it. You have like Blue Eyes Alternate. I know that's not meta, but still, they can't activate it. Nubelian can't activate it. Mirror Jade can't activate it. I mean, it's a really good card. It's kind of floodgatey, but not super floodgatey. You know what I mean? Abyss Dweller is gonna go ham. Abyss Dweller is gonna go ham this format, especially with Snake Eyes and Ashen cards. Abyss Dweller is gonna go insane. If we can get Abyss Dweller against those 2 decks, we need Abyss Dweller. And we are still only running 2 links, that is Nightmare Unicorn and Dark the Dark Charmer. Unicorn, shut up Discord. Unicorn, just, you know, a pop. Dark is take a Dark type monster from their graveyard, so really useful against the Snake Eyes archetype, against the Branded archetype. It's just a good card to have. And our lone synchro, Baron de Fleur, I don't need to express why this card is vital. It is an Omni Negate. It is great to have. I can't get it out super often with the way our deck runs now, because we don't run this level combination with our tuners. So, very situational, but if we can get it on the field, it's great. Eventually, I would like to get Sigma, and Sigma will probably take its place just because it can't be targeted or destroyed by battle in the extra monster zone. But, still, Baron, really, really good card to have in the deck. Onto the extra deck, I am running 2 Book of Moons, just because they're good. 1 Heartbeat, because I forgot to take it out during the time of the tourney, so I still have to include it. 2 Infinite Impermanence, because, you know, negate, it's a good card. Forbidden Droplet, again, good card. 2 Throw and Lockbird, so that way I can just annoy my opponent that much more. 3 Evenly Matched, because I'm not looking to make friends in this series. And 1 there can only be 1, because again, I'm not looking to make friends in this series. A lot of floodgatey cards in the side deck, but when your deck is in the stage that ours is, you kind of have to run it that way.
With our new deck in hand, we are finally ready to once again take part in my local tournament. There are ultis to be pulled, so let's get going. Today's featured match is against Alfredo and his Snake Eyes deck. I'm actually really stoked to see this deck since I'm expecting it to turn up at YCS. So without any further ado, it's time to duel. 6/6. That is more than 6. I will go first. You go first? Yep. Stand by to me. I'll play Full Scroll Goods and a monster from deck to grave. I will send. Next, I will play King Sarcophagus. Yep. I will discard 1 to send a Horus monster from deck to grave. This one. happy.
Yep.
Chainic 1, quick snuff. Chainic 2, happy to special summon them.
They don't create chains.
Oh, do they not?
You just summon them. You summon
Okay.
one at a time.
Okay. So first we'll do happy.
Summon time.
Okay. From there, I will overlay these two. Number 38.
Yep.
And
Can I read that?
yeah. Just gonna do this. I will then normal summon Raiden. Raiden's effect. I send the top 2 cards of my deck to the graveyard and may let loose all monsters are sent. And I will simply pass it. Yep.
One normal summon Poplar effect.
Yep.
We'll add Snake Eyes.
Steve.
Effect.
Yep.
I know exactly what I want to summon. I don't
Effect of Poplar.
Yep.
Effect of Anima Take.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
This Pilato Knight effect target harp. Original?
Yep.
Let's summon Oak effect target Poplar.
Yep.
Let's see. We'll activate effect sending Poplar. This special summon the Snake Eyes from deck.
Yep.
Flameberg?
Yep.
Flameberg effect put Pop in the spell trap zone right over here.
What?
So this allows me to target a monster on the field or in grave and put that in the owner's spell or trap. So I'm going to target Happy.
Target happy?
Yeah, I'll put that in spell or trap right here. Summon Princess.
Yep.
Effect the Flameberg.
Yep.
I'm set up a board just like.
Special summon fire from grave.
Yep.
Special summon thunder. So level?
Yep. Yep.
One for one?
Yep.
Phonics effect?
Yep.
Will activate Sanctuary? Attempt to activate Island effect?
Yep.
What about Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2?
Yep.
Thank God.
We'll go one in.
Yep.
Carry this to draw.
Yep.
Set 2 cards.
Yep.
Pass turn.
Drop a turn. Stand by in the main.
Yep.
First, I'm going to normal summon Raiden and Life Form.
Thinking on second.
Yep.
On summon, we're gonna go. Skyrim.
Yep.
Target these two.
Yeah.
Target these two.
And what is that doing?
Destroy them.
Okay. Alrighty. Major Bigfoot. Right, Bigfoot is discarded. Take a face-up card to control and pop it. I'll pop Fire King.
SP Little Knight.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. SP Little Knight.
Yep. Yep. I will do the revised Sky God from Grave.
To put a monster reborn on top of your deck.
Yep. Let me make sure that it's. Let's see.
You get to draw if you have a snap.
I do not have a cipher, unfortunately.
know it's about.
My hand was past those cards, so you gotta get me on the ready there. So,
Got a cop? And from there, I simply have to pass turn.
End phase.
Yep.
Draw for turn.
Yep.
Standby.
Yep.
Normal summon.
Yep.
Let's have to activate a effect. Effect of Runic Engrave.
Yep.
Effect.
Yep.
Effect of Armada, target Onyx.
Yep.
Attempt to go to battle.
Yep.
Attack again.
Yep.
Really trying to. If I had a girl, I would just.
Draw phase, standby me.
Yep.
Attempt to normal summon action effect.
I'll
Turn player priority. Attempt to activate popular effect.
okay. I will chain drawn Lockford.
Yeah, that's fine. Effect popular.
Yep.
Targeting yourself.
Yep.
Alright, let's see what we do here. Thank you. Yep. We will attempt to activate Ash Effect. We will send for cost Ash and Popular to special summon.
Okay.
What the fuck, target Ash? Activate here.
Okay.
Or chain it to that.
Yep.
On the rest.
Yep.
Effect.
Yep.
Effect.
Yep.
Summon Princess. Effect the special summon. Effect of Oak.
Yep.
Living Oak, thinking about what else to send.
I'm gonna lose my whole board anyway.
Sun Princess. It's a summon from the hand deck effect, the main hand deck. Time to activate effect target IP.
Yep.
Yep.
Rock.
Standby.
Nothing on stand.
Effect opponents.
Yep.
Alright.
Alright, and the main. Okay. First, we are going to activate Super Poly, discarding a card for cost. We're going to be fusing these two together. I use no switch material. For Mud Dragon and Swamp.
On res.
Yep.
Effect the flavor.
Yep.
We're gonna go Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2, target Ash.
We will chain 3 droplet, discarding for cost and negate.
Yep.
I will attempt to enter battle. Mud Dragon swing into Popular.
We're gonna go Chainlink 1, Chainlink 2. Target itself.
Okay.
Effect.
Yep.
Effect the carry.
Yep.
We'll pop this. Effect the Onyx.
And I'll pass to you. Yep.
Stand by me.
Yep.
Inside out.
Yep.
Inside I feel like it's right.
It's just, they're not as good as like,
It doesn't do much. Six is another 4 chances.
Ash effects.
Yep. Yep.
I realized in the second I
Effect the violence.
Yep.
I also think it's diagonal.
Resolution.
Yep.
Effect the Onyx.
Yep.
Affect the camera? Original?
Yeah, I need to see how it goes.
1, 2?
Yep.
I use Ash Effect, right? No, I use both. Okay. Ash Effect, some of these two. Push some inner battle.
Yep.
Attack again.
Yep.
Begin.
Game. So the deck still feels like it's missing some key components. Much like the tier build, there's just a few cards that are out of our price range to really kick this deck off. But hopefully next week we can get some good trades in and try our luck at getting these great pulls.
Tight bars, little man.